Also, I muted myself, so I've been talking. I've been sitting here talking. I muted everything. In fact, I'm not actually sure if anyone heard the whole, like, hey, I'm going offline for a second thing. So that might have come out of nowhere. So the audio was like really super delayed, and I tried a couple things and it didn't fix it, and so I restarted and that fixed it. And then I told you all that I fixed it, but I was still muted. I'd still muted my my audio. So that's a thing. But hey, we're here now. We're here now, and our audio is in sync. So we're good. We're good. All right. So we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna start a new game, and we're gonna play through the first boss, and then we're going to jump quickly over to the PlayStation 3, and we will do that, and then we'll jump to PS4, and we'll get a good side by side. And like a whole bunch of people bailed. I shouldn't be surprised. It happens. So one of the reasons why I want to leave this in 4.3. We can play it in 16.9. This is one of the games on the PS2 that supported a NTSC/PAL. Like, this supported 16.9 standard definition. But nobody had that. Obviously somebody had it. People had it, but it was very uncommon. So 4x3 is the way that the vast majority of people experienced this on the PS2.
I use the Ulakordoloya. Aulik, Olazulam, Kaz. Ilzozeriku Atzoko. Amnos Crudo. Laomism Wop. Was you at the last also? Few hours is you. Equal Kizado Ulola. Islis was I. Ao mesquíquio. You are a lucky car.
So one of the things that actually kind of stands out to me, even just going back to this, and I know this about like the original, or not just this is the original, but the PlayStation. So the PlayStation 3 version is a direct copy of this, and it's actually like really long. You know, it's weird that this is the kind of thing that we criticize about other games. So like X-Men Destiny, I was just rewatching the playthrough of that a couple days ago, and you know, we definitely criticize that one for having a very, very long rolling intro, like before the menu even came up, and then once you get into the game, it's also a like really, really long introduction. That happens in like 2 Human as well. A lot of games actually do that. So do we just give Shadow of the Colossus a pass on that because it's good? Like, is this more of a... Is this really just a case where it's like, okay, there's nothing strictly wrong with having a really long intro segment? Like, there's nothing about it that is inherently wrong. It's just really easy to do wrong and to screw up. Halibut Barn says, I think a better question is, should some of this have been playable instead? That's a good point. You know, maybe this should have been playable like from the point that you entered the temple, like the door closes and then, you know, you ride down or you walk down. Should that have been playable? Vexel says it's like we'd go from a playable segment that's just walking straight into this cutscene. Good point. Is that almost worse because then you have your controls tutorial followed by a like 2-minute to 2-3 minute talking segment? There's definitely no reason. There's no real reason that you would want to have control of Wander during this specific moment, in particular because there's a tension in that scene that actually hinges on Wander not moving, like standing his ground. That if you let the player, you know, meander around the temple area while this dialogue is just playing, that would actually interfere with a lot of the storytelling. All right, I need to switch a horizontal aim control. It says normal, but it's, I don't know, weird. There we go. All right. Ah, wait. No, now it's weird. Are they both weird? Do they both just feel... Why does that just feel weird? I mean, I know where I'm going. I don't know why I'm aiming with the sword. I know. Oh, wait. Does this have progressive scan? Oh, it does. Oh, that might have been... that might have been... Yeah, alright. My capture card does not like progressive scan, which is a little weird. It should... Oh, wait. Oh, no, never mind. Sorry, we're going through... If I had plugged in the component cable, if I had plugged in the component cable, then the progressive scan would work, but we're using the composite cable right now, so we can't do progressive scan. We can only do an NTSC standard. Yeah. Oh, come on. No, come on. There we go. Oh, all right. I think we definitely need to switch vertical, though. Oh, steering aggro in a straight line. Harder than it sounds. The map is very impressionistic. It's actually like really useless early on, specifically because a lot of the things. Oh, all right. Accidentally skipped that cutscene when I was trying to pull the map up. Is that it's not until you've actually started to clear things out that it even looks like anything. Nope. Oh, all right. I'm gonna try inverting that again and see if that. There's just something. There's something like just vaguely archaic about the camera controls, and I can't quite place it. But they every setting feels off. Also, triangle is jump. I think I can change that in. I think I can change. I think that is one of the things. Oh, come on. R1 and triangle, same time. It's actually, you lead with R1. Not that you use the dive roll a whole lot. Alright. My hands are slowly remembering what they're supposed to be doing. Alright. Alright, we're not going to do the bow first. We're just going to go for it. Oh. Almost. Come on, put it away. Put it away. Put it away. Alright. We'll just drop. Since he doesn't want to put his sword away. Alright. Quick. No. Wrong weapon. Wrong weapon. Wrong weapon. Okay, we'll just... We'll... Alright. We'll figure out the order that we're supposed to push buttons in. Missed that. Come on, Wander. Come on. Come on, man. Come on. Be nice to me. Be kind. All right, we'll just get stepped on a couple more times. We'll just be bad. We'll just be bad. We're just gonna. All right, all right, all right, all right. Camera, come on, come on, camera. Come on. Come on. Just go. No, go up. Go up a ledge. Wander. 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 You. No. What are you doing? What are you doing? Come on, Wander. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. I believe in you. You can make this transition. I believe you can do it. I believe in you, Wander. You can... And, oh, and he's gonna get stomped on. And he's gonna die. Wander. Wander. We're friends. We're supposed to be friends, Wander. We're supposed to be friends. You and I. See, look, and then you go and you get yourself stepped on because you don't jump. See, look what you did, Wander. Look what you did. Look what you did. All right, let's try this again. You can do it. You can do it, Wander. All right, Wander. Here we go. Nice and clean this time. All right, he's gonna step away. He's gonna step. You're gonna jump. You're gonna grab. Okay, up, quick, shake. All right, get your grip. Stab him in the leg. There we go. Oh, you even got your sword away. Okay. Okay. All I need you to do. All I need you to do. No. Why would you go down? Wander. Why would you go down? Wander. Please. Please. Please, Wander. Please. Please jump. Please jump up, Wander. This isn't that hard. This is not actually that challenging. This is the first Colossus, Wander. This is Babby's first steps. All right. Up a little bit, get shaken. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. We're fine. Everything's fine. All right, quick stab. There you go. Nice quick stab. Here, let's do it twice to actually get the full... Here, we'll... Come on, no, just sideways. Sideways, Wander. There we go. There we go. All right. All right. It's good. You're doing good. You're doing good, Wander. Positive reinforcement. Oh, the timing on that one. There we go. We'll just be judicious with it. There we go. I am a monster. All right, Wander. I paused there for a really long time because I wasn't sure if X was going to be the. It's like, oh wait, is this going to be a game where O is confirmed? I can't remember. I mean, triangle is jump, so. All right. We'll talk with Dorman, then we'll switch. All right. Which of these dual shocks is it? Okay. We'll just do that. Then we will be right back as I switch a cable around. Is it gonna load? There we go. All right, we didn't watch the. We'll skip the intro cinematic, and I am going to. All right, so we won't watch through the whole intro again. We'll do a little bit of it. It is aside from visually identical. So now we're on to the PS3 version. So the PS3 version, the PS3 version retains all of the assets and aesthetic, and thus aesthetic of the PS2 version. It's basically a straight port, just outputting at a higher resolution with the equivalent anti-aliasing. One of the cool things about video games is that to upscale them, like you can actually just output a higher resolution of a 3D game. Now that doesn't mean the textures are necessarily going to go up with it, so it might still kind of look like bum, but like you can get really clean lines. So the PS3 version, the difference between the PS2 and the PS3 version is mainly visuals, but there are some. I think this is even going to like control the same as what we were literally just playing, but there are some slight differences in the physics because of the move from like the PS2 to the PS3 cell processor. It handles physics differently. So there's a bunch of edge cases where this version is jumpier than the PS2 version, or just it's a little bit less consistent in its responses. It's when I say edge cases, though, I really do mean edge cases. For most players, you're only going to notice that like there's a bunch of situations where Wander like maybe loses his grip a little more often than you're used to in the PS2 version. Other than that, you're really only going to notice the differences if you're trying to pull off some of the like really, really technical tricks in that you would do in like a speed run. There's a bunch of like boss shortcuts where it's like you use the boss's movement, or sorry, you use the Colossus's movement in order to like launch Wander. And on the PS3 version, a lot of those tricks just they behave less consistently.
Zozeri kua zoko. I'm not screwed. Laomism wop. Was you the last also? View ours is good. Equal kizado you lola. Is this was I? Our miss quick. You are la quicker.
So the sound mix on Dorman's voice is different. Just in listening to that, the feminine component of Dorman's voice is a lot less present in this mix for the PS3.
Is Kumku idus ordo you iweriku. It's not ours amuso. Alu diklik if the least do is.
Now the cloth clipping, that's one of those things in the physics changeover, is that they're like, oh well, hey, let's make the cloth controlled by physics rather than being hand animated, and so yeah, it clips a bit more. Also, what was I? They traded cloth over to physics. There was something I was going to say. I forgot what I was talking about mid-sentence.
Oh, you. I'll bet.
All right. We'll skip through the rest of that. Okay, default. All right, they did change the controls. By default, these... Well, actually, also, I have gone through and I've played this game a whole bunch, so it's going to be going off of my saves. How do you make aggro go? Okay, triangle for aggro. It's just kind of flipped over top. No, come on. Come on. Forward. I think my gamma is a little bit screwed up. My capture card really doesn't like just flipping to my PlayStation 3. It's something very specific about the way that the PS3 outputs its component signal. So the gamma at the low end is ridiculously harsh, so you will see that like shadows are going to just like crush. But yeah, aside from that, this, you know, obviously they tried to get the dynamic range. You know, they took advantage of the PlayStation 3's ability to handle a greater dynamic range than the PS2 version. You know, when we looked out the window... Oh, I need to extra jump. When we looked out the window out across the land, you could actually almost see something. Oh man, going just the difference is kind of night and day in controls. That like this one like it behaves the way it feels. Oh, I need to hold away. There we go. It behaves the way my hands just kind of think it's supposed to. Probably helped by the fact that I have played this one a lot more and also in more recent times. Oh, come on. Oh, oh. Shoulder roll. Shoulder roll. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Bad positioning, Wander. Bad positioning. Oh, this is actually like the worst, because I'm right over his eye. Alright. Alright, rear your head back one more time so I can let go. No. Wrong way. Oh, come on, up. up. Alright, fine. It doesn't help that I still... I keep going the wrong way on the weapon wheel. I was doing that last time too. I always do that. Because it's like, for whatever reason, I feel like the bow should have been a different command entirely, rather than a rotation between rather than cycling between hand, sword, and bow. It should just be hand, sword, bow. Alright. Get your stamina. Get your stamina. Alright, he's gonna start moving. Alright, let's go. Let's not overshoot it this time. Alright, shoulder roll. Did it again. I did it again. Alright, back of the neck. Good spot. The slowdown on the final stab. No, well, yeah. The slowdown on the final stab, along with the change in the music, it's so good. It's such a great touch. It crafts just a perfect little moment. Now, it is worth noting that I'm looking over at my input, and this is one of the few games that is outputting 1080 5994. I mean, largely because it is just, in a lot of ways, upscaled anyway. Yeah. It's a little bit smoother. Like, I'm watching, I'm seeing the stream over out of the corner of my eye, or the stream, the stream monitor, and it's a little bit choppier. Actually, it's a good bit choppier than what I'm seeing. But there are still frame drops that you're seeing. So you're just seeing a couple more of them. Okay. I'm also gonna. All right. So there's PS3 version, and we should be able to just like hot swap over to. Oh, it went to sleep. All right, we'll give it a second to wake up. There we go. Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh, that looks so good. All right, this one we are gonna let play through the whole. Let's play through the whole scrolling intro. Why not? Let's enjoy it. Let's also see anywhere where this one might diverge. All right, English, yeah. Photo mode, enable photo mode. Pressing down activates photo mode during gameplay. Yeah, sure. Requires an oh, so that's actually proper HDR. Speaker mode, home, headphones. Limit volume during loud moments. Nah. It's play dangerously. Adjust brightness until only one sigil is available or is clearly visible. Like, what do they mean clearly visible? Do they mean visible at all? Because that's where that's got to be. I don't know. Sure. Midnight mode is a great idea. Midnight mode is a great idea. I had not actually considered it until just this moment, and it's like, hey, midnight mode, we limit the sound from getting too loud. I'm like, that is an amazing feature. Why doesn't literally every game have that? No, so far things are fundamentally the same. Also, it's the audio output's a lot quieter. So let's. Also, I'm hoping that by setting it to headphone mode, setting the sound to headphone mode, it might just be outputting simple stereo instead of 5.1, or at least we'll be mapping the 5.1 to simple stereo. Because one of the downsides of the PS4 is it always outputs 5.1 and OBS can't handle it. OBS hates it. Press any button. New game. Difficulty setting. Well, we'll just leave it on normal. The green, it still has a very green aesthetic. It's just not as aggressive. I saw some people complaining, or not, I shouldn't say complaining. I saw, oh, that looks, I don't know. People, I saw people saying this, like the look of the PS4 version didn't really catch them, like that they felt like it had lost some of the aesthetic of the PS2 and PS3 versions. I disagree. Like I feel like a lot more of the aesthetic at the end of the day it's in color palette, it's in design, it's in architecture, than it necessarily is in just texture. Like I think the things that make the aesthetic of Shadow of the Colossus are actually really complicated. Like there's a lot of contributing factors, and this, like it still feels right to me, at least. This was a little, yeah, it should only be $40 in the US. All right, fabric time. Let's get our side by side fabric comparisons. It's a little under. It's 54 Canadian. Okay, I can't hear Iman's voice, and oh wait. Oh, it's there. It's just absurdly quiet. Yeah, so apparently configuring for headphone mode doesn't mean configured for headphones. Good to know. That, or it just comes down to configured for headphones, assumes that you're running it through something that can actually properly interpret the 5.1, which OBS can't. Poor OBS. Interesting. The mix. So assuming that we're hearing what we're supposed to be hearing, the mix between the feminine and masculine versions is closer to the PS2 version.
押して入るわ浮きうあいくわ。うじすひやずをつどこ。わしのるできょううていら。いずきゅんく。いどせおろどゆいわりこ。It's not all amusement. I love the click if the least to is. うらのら。おゆ。あうべつ。You do. You bet, Sanada.
They've added a reverse echo to the voices, so they stutter coming in, and oh, it's so good. It's like giving me chills. It's really good.
Ora. Ora. You do new.
Hey, look, you can actually see the cliff on the other side of the field in the PS4 version.
You two, I would dread you.
Come on. All right. making aggro go in a straight line is still hard. But it's a little bit smoother. Like I'm fighting it less. I'm fighting it less. It's still hard to make him go in a straight line. But all right, let's check out. Ooh. 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 It all fits on one screen now. All right. Oh. Oh, and check it. Just there is a super subtle parallax between a couple layers of the clouds and the ground. It's barely perceptible. Like it's just barely there. Okay. A lot of decent. Oh, items. Tech mode. So new stuff. New. Well, some of these actually, sorry, some of these aren't new. They're just no longer hidden. So I should say there's a new new interface for them instead of just needing to like know what you have. R2 to grab now. All right. Oh, the grip meter is yellow. Oh, cool. Dive roll now just has its own button. Sweet. Oh, oh. How do I... Okay. Okay. Hey, that thing I was complaining about earlier, how bow should have its own thing and it shouldn't just, like, cycle. Yeah, so up is hand, right is sword, left is bow. So you're... There you go. Oh. Yeah, the achievement ping should pop up either during the tunnel or like right about now. Um, aside from that, I'm I'm not saying a whole lot because my heart is going like 1,000 beats a minute right now. And my hand is shaking because this this feels like the first time I ever played it on PS2. Like it's I am back there. Like the controls are buttery smooth. They're responsive. It 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 feels like it's not that hard to get Wander going where you want him to go. It's gorgeous. The sound design, the sound. Oh. Wait, that's interesting. All right. When you jump off aggro, you still fly. Just an absurd distance. Okay, how... It didn't tell me what to do. It said offer a prayer, but the game auto-saves now. Oh, there we go. R2. Also, there's now a little pip on the side of my stamina meter. I guess that's how they actually communicate that that killing Colossuses raises your stamina, raises your max stamina. One of those things in the original game that is a mechanic, but is almost imperceptible because it's not really actually communicated at all. Yeah, that was me. That was me. Hey, you know what? Let's pause here real quick. Let's pause here. We can just leave that at the pause screen, and let's go. And I'm gonna have to turn that down, right? Because the volume balance between the two platforms is pretty different.
Hablo.
Okay. I want to just look at the small differences in that ride down. Okay, yeah, they'll tell us. So this technically came out today, but it's been really easy to get your hands on a copy for a couple weeks now. So a lot of people have already had it for a while, but it did technically come out today. So we're back on the PS3 version now, and we're gonna compare. So first thing I'm noticing, the camera. The camera in this one is biasing Wander to the left, which, just because of the sort of the nature of perspective, actually gives you a worse view of this door until you get to this point, and then it shows it to you in the cutscene. By having the camera over Wander's left shoulder in the PS4 version, it actually makes that easier to see. Also, an interesting little thing. So this was one of the things I wanted to make note of. This wall on the left with sort of the ledge and the undercut. So the undercut isn't here, but the man-made wall going up into the natural wall is a detail from the original / the PS3 version. So like all of the geometry in this version is going to be the same as the PS2 version. So That said, even with headphones mode, again, this is going to be the 5.1 mix, but there's a couple things that when they end up, you know, directional, they end up really directional, because for whatever reason, OBS just, it can't handle anything center channel. Alright, alright. I've never been good at firing the bow from Aggro's back. I've literally always sucked at it. Alright. Oh, it's one shot now? Okay. No more charge on the... Or am I... Oh, okay. Square is not fire. Square cancels out of it now. So it's just R1 to pull the bow, and then... Yeah, okay. Small changes. This particular bit has always been maybe not the best moment. It hasn't improved substantially. No, come on. Show me your feats. Not like that. For real. Show me them for good. Show me your feats. Show me the bottom of your feats. No. Oh god. R2, it switched. It's different. It's not R1, it's R2. R1 is draw the bow, R2 is grab. I've literally never done this boss this way. I've never done this Colossus this way. Alright. Nope. Oh, I'm losing stamina fast. Alright. Oh. Come on, you can do it. Alright, we'll just do it this way. We'll do it my way. Oop. Got a little. Oh, I passed a. I suddenly can't remember if this guy has. He's got one on his tailbone, doesn't he? I need to go back. I need to go back. All right, stop swinging. Good launch, though. Good launch. I don't like how that cuts out, though. Whose cries were those? Those are Mono. the letterboxing fading in and out rather than being a direct cut. Well, that's how they did it in the other ones as well. Like so, the PS2 and the PS3 versions both fade the letterboxing in and out. It's I personally prefer a slide more than a fade, but a fade on the letterbox is better than a hard cut. So in my preference, that's my order of preference: is a slide, then a fade, then a hard cut. But the gap between a fade and a hard cut is vast. So, and I just knocked some stuff down. Yeah. Run into camera, see wanders, facial expression. All right, let's see. How far from a wall are we? All right, there's a wall. You know what? Let's go side by. Well, we can't quite go side by side, but we can. Yeah, the face. There's something different about the face. Like even just going beyond the fact that it's like, oh well, one is like substantially higher resolution than the other, and more like polygon, like more complexity. They actually just look like different people. The older face is just aesthetically a bit more angular, a bit more mature, but still very teenager. Yeah, so the PS4 version, his face, like it's softer. He's got apple cheeks. He's got plump little apple cheeks instead of being kind of gaunt. Like we got a little. All right. Let's see if I can get the camera to stay again. It eventually drifts out of solid surfaces because. Yeah, he's a lot more boyish. Like this, assuming it would stay. This is very kind of, I don't know. This says teenager to me. This is boy. I don't know. I don't have a particularly strong. I kind of like the older one more. But I don't. It's not a deal breaker by any means. We could, in theory, like the PS2 is actually still running. If you want, I could switch the cables and we could flip between the PS4 and the PS2 version. We could do that. Just say, yeah, let's do that, and I'll do that. All right, just give me a sec. Okay, I'll pause this. I'll switch over. This should go black for a second. Actually, wait, no. I'm gonna leave it on this, otherwise it'll like pop. And that's pretty loud. So there you can see the letterboxing. You can see the letterboxing fading in and out. We'll just reload the game. Well, so character model, it's not just one gen in difference. So what we're seeing on the PS3 version is largely just a port forward of the PS2 stuff. So, and then the PS2 stuff was like really, really pushing the limits of what the PS2 could do. Like this was a pretty late PS2 game. And it really, really was like, all right, we're going to take the PS2 hardware and we're going to like max it out. So yeah, so you can see that the face in the PS2 version is basically identical to the PS3 version, you know, minus the obvious sort of necessary difference. Well, I mean, really, almost just minus the resolution difference. Also, the camera, the camera. Oh, we're back on this camera. Okay. Also, yeah, aggro. Don't be up on the dais. So there is a ethereal quality to the older style that is great. It's fantastic. The lower resolution, the lower textures, you know, that particularly for the PS2 version, like they compensate for the lower repeating textures by actually like further blurring them and just relying on resolution and bloom to sort of cover up a lot of things. That gives it a very airy feel. So it's like, oh, rather than it being just endless fields of repeating textures, it's more just a impressionistic painting. All right, what's... I'm trying to remember the make aggro go buttons. Definitely a advantage of the later versions over this one is that... So this is actually kind of one of the downsides of it, is that because everything is very close in texture and luminance, and because you are lowering the like you're going back in resolution so far, you know, it's going down so much, and all right, that things like these shrines, come on camera, just kind of disappear into the details. And you can also see, like, now that we're doing this, you can see that the PS2 actually stuttered a lot, even though it was by like absolute limitation only running at 2997 frames per second. I could. PS2 is 420i for the most part, though a lot of games only actually run at like 360i. This one was capable of running at 420p, but I couldn't tell you what it looks like. It probably looks fundamentally the same. What's the difference between I and P? Okay, so interlaced. So 420 interlaced is going to be actually only 210. So it's 2 fields of 210 lines, and so then each frame will alternate either the A field or the B field. This is why. This is why actually, like, so when I had my camera, unfortunately I can't actually like just flip over to the Canon the XF right now because I had to steal its power cable in order to run the PlayStation 2. But that's why when there was like sudden movement, it would like tear along like lines, like, you know, horizontal lines. That's the interlaced fields. And then, or 480, not 420. That's just my brain falling on memes. Actually, though, no, it is 420. It is 420, and here's why. No, it is 420. Or 460. No, it's 460. Because here's the thing. Here, I'll show you. So you can see actually. So right now we are seeing the full field of the output. And if I were to switch over to so if I were to switch over to an actual like test signal, it would fill the full screen top to bottom. You would have just a blue square top to bottom. So there's a good what is it? 420, 20, 60. So there's a good 30 lines top and bottom that aren't actually even being used at all, because normally those would be off screen. So it's not to compensate for old TVs, it's to reduce rendering load because you don't need to because of old TVs. So yeah. So it's a thing called overscan. So old TVs actually used to the signal is actually a good bit wider and taller than the actual display surface on the screen, which wound up leading to a lot of problems. But it also meant that a whole bunch of stuff. So like VHS, if you ever watch a naked VHS signal, it's actually like super distorted down at the bottom, and it's also got a bunch of funny stuff off to the left-hand side, and that's a bunch of stuff like you have blackburst sync, you have a carrier signal, and you've got a bunch of other stuff that's actually hidden inside the television signal because it's at the edges, because it'll be at like, so in order to be, so it'll be at the start of each row. So you have a black burst at the start of each row that tells the television this is the start of a new row, and then the like last couple of lines in the signal are used, like in each frame are used to carry various information like color burst and whatnot. And so you would have this, what was effectively analog metadata off screen. And yeah. According to some website, PS2 Shadow of the Colossus ran at 512 by 448. That sounds very accurate. I'm just gonna go fill up my water glass. I'm gonna grab a drink, and we'll be right back, and we'll do some more back and forth. Well, I mean, I got my PS4 basically as a Bloodborne machine, so you wouldn't be the first person. Triangle to make aggro go. I do feel bad when I like kick aggro like 800 times a second. Oh, hey, it's good that they kept this one specific obnoxious hill. Oh, there's some lizards around here. What's... Okay. Oh, pull back. Pull back to stop aggro on PS4. Alright. I'm trying to remember... There's a lizard at this shrine, right? Yeah, there it is. There it is. Where did it go? Did it disappear? Do I need to like run away and come back? Oh, there it is. It's back. All right. It's around the corner. I keep seeing it. I keep seeing it poking out. And did I just... Wait. There. I saw it again, but like right as the camera was going over the broken up terrain. There it is. There we go. Ah. Ah, they are... Alright, I kind of liked it that they used to just sit around. They used to just sit there until you did something. Now they like run. Oh, there. Wait. There we go. It kind of made the pip a little bit taller? Is that what it did? Visually? Like, I think it made that side pip just a little bit longer, which is weird. Okay. From this one, I actually want to be on the other side, because right now we're near the tortoises. We'll be skirting around the tortoise if we keep going this way. We want to go this way. Whoa! Alright, that's still as unsettling as it always was. I love Gaius and his dumb monkey face. Oh man. Oh, this path looks so cool now. It's not just... It's not just a channel in between two slopes. Oh, and there goes a lizard. We'll leave that one alone. We'll leave him alone. Oh, actually, oh wait, no, those are black-tailed. That second one was a black-tailed lizard anyway. This looks so different by actually having detail that I am not 100% confident I know where I am. But this should be the lake just over here? Oh. Man, it's almost as hard as getting an actual horse through some narrow passages and brush. All right, we got some light here. Yeah, okay. I think we just took a slightly wrong turn earlier. Or is this going to send us? There's the temple. Oh no, here's the lake. Yeah, we're in the right place. Did they change that? I think they changed that. Because normally, if I recall, you enter from like the other side of the lake. Like you've got the temple behind you when you come into the lake, and you've got to basically swim all the way across it in order to get to the ramp. Oh no, swimming uses stamina, or I should say swimming fast uses stamina. Nope. Ah. Ah. Um. Okay, that's just gonna go up. No, it should be back. Like I should just... There we go. That was a little strange. It was only there for a second, but the mise en scène of coming up and Gaius lying down with the temple in the background, it's just... Some amazing windowing. All right. Are there still the smaller one? No, there's just the one big one in the middle. All right. We're probably gonna have to... Alright, what side are you closest to? Let's bait you out this way and then spin you around. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Oh. Alright. We should be far enough away. Give me a big slam. Give me a big slam. Yes. I felt that in my teeth. Dun, 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 dun. This is like one of the few video game songs that I actually like know. It's like burnt into my heart. Is that good? And we're good. Where am I? Wrong way. Got greedy. Got greedy with that one. I should have just done his head while I was on his torso, because it's actually like a huge pain in the ass to get back to his arm from here. You can do it. I can do it. I have done it. I just don't know if I can, like, do it. Alright, wait for that shake. Alright. Oh, come on, where am I? You know what? No, we'll rest. We'll get it all. We'll play it safe. We'll play it conservative. It's fun anyway. We're in no rush. We'll appreciate the moment. Alright. Oh, guys. You and your silly monkey face. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I do kind of miss the old ribbon look to Dorman's power. Like I like the ribbons a little more than just smoke. The ribbons were really cool. Also, I wonder why it cuts out every time. At that moment, after every single one, it's cut out right there. You like the smoke more, Agranosh? Alright. I mean, it's... I assume Aggro's outside. Oh. With roll now having a dedicated button, we no longer have a dedicated call aggro button. Or if we do, I don't remember what it is. I don't know what it is. All right. Okay, getting aggro downstairs is still a thing. Yeah. 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 Look at the manual maybe. Okay, actually, here's a thing that I'm actually a little bit disappointed with is that the physical copy is super threadbare. If I didn't have to steal my power cable, my camera's power cable in order to run the PlayStation, I would show you. But what you get is, so you get the PS3 box. The liner has a very pretty inside pattern, but like they don't have. It's not like it's not a reversible. It's not a reversible one, so they don't have like an alternate cover on the inside. It's just kind of a nice pattern, and then there's the disc, and that's it. Like there's nothing else. There's no inserts. There's no yeah. So I mean, it's probably actually just in options, settings, controls. So modern, pause, grab, aim, control horse, roll, jump, attack, rotate camera, move, change sword, photo mode, change ranged, unequip, camera focus, view Colossus. I don't know, maybe it's triangle. Game? Oh, there we go. Okay, a bunch of these cave and cavern sections, like these have been slightly repathed. I'm certain of it now. I feel very confident in saying that. All right. Because I remember getting to Phaedra in particular being a bit more circuitous than that. I don't know. We will really be able to tell if we have to go through the southwest forest if we get to any of the colossi that are in the southwest, because that area was just hell to navigate even at the best of times. Also, it's going to be interesting to see if Phaedra responds a little bit more consistently. No, aggro, go. Ride like the wind, aggro. All right, now get out of here and save yourself. Hey, remember back when I was first playing this on stream and I had yet to actually diagnose my, the problems with my capture card and the screwed up gamma, and we went into this cave and we couldn't see anything. It was literally pitch black, and I had to just run around in circles until I got lucky and could see the door. Oh, good times, good times, good times. All right. Well, that's a foot clipping through the terrain, so I'm gonna take it that Phaedra is not, in fact. All right, but we got her in the middle. Okay, that was weird. Oh, there we go. No, come on. No, I missed it. Oh. Oh, and then it's gone. Ah. I was waiting for it and then, like, looked over at chat. Alright. Maybe. Come on. Again? Maybe? Maybe? You want to lean down. This was always one of the weirder ones, because it's like you've got to do this, but then you can't tell from inside really what's... Oh, frick. I know what's going wrong. I'm trying... I keep hitting R1, because R1 is grab, except R1 is not grab anymore. R2 is now grab. You know what? Let's do it. Let's just take it. Oh. Oh no! Ah! I thought I had grabbed again in time. I mean, I grabbed myself before flying all the way down. Oh, that was a bad hit. That was an awful hit. That did like no damage and is gonna trigger an attack cycle or a shaking cycle. That was a little bit better. Oh, we've got, okay, we're gonna need to, we're gonna need to, okay, there we go. There's the stamina that we need. All right. I was tapping a little too. You know, someone in chat said, okay, all right. Despite the fact that I really liked the old ribbon ones, those it sounds like he's getting shot when the new when the new power trails hit him. Those sound like he's getting shot. That's pretty good. Someone in chat said that they're pretty sure that that wasn't the intended route of doing Phaedra. And the moment they said that, I was like, wait a second. You're supposed to, like, run through and jump up Phaedra's back or something, aren't you? Is that what you're supposed to do? Is that what's supposed to go on? I have literally always gone up Phaedra's face. That has for 12 years been the way that I've done that fight and convinced myself that that is in fact the way that the fight is done. It's time for Avian. Okay. For Avian, I don't cross the bridge. I don't go through there either. We go this way? Oh, hey, yeah, I can see Avian's ruins from here. All right, who's ready for seeing how they've adapted one of the single greatest moments ever put into a video game? Oh, hey, that's a change. A good change. Okay. Okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We're upside down. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. No. No.
worthy Hollow. Omiura Ira. Omicron.
All right, I'm gonna flip back to the PS2 for a second, or for a bit. We're gonna flip back to the PS2 for a while, and we're gonna look at some stuff. Though I think I'm going to need to bail out of. Yeah, because we were in the middle of this fight, so we're gonna need to turn the volume down, and we'll just quit out of. We'll just quit and load back in. Load back in at the temple. Because I want to take a look. So even though we're not on those colossi, we can just run around the terrain. I want to go. I want to confirm for myself if they have changed those if they have changed some of the terrain, because. Yeah. Because we can't skip straight to Avion, but we can. We can just run around in general. So, the first one to check, aside from X to steer. Okay, all right. Controls different. Controls different. Camera weird. All right, so. All right, right. He's gonna. The horse is really big. The horse looks great for a PS2 horse, but yes, the horse is in fact huge. Okay, so the path to Phaedra felt different, and I'm wondering how much of that is just is just the shine on it. I think Phaedra might have actually been the same, because it's like you go into this canyon, and there's lizards, and then it's kind of just up and around the corner still. Yeah. Okay. So Phaedra is fundamentally the same, because now we're in the space. If our camera would in fact look where we want it to. All right. So that's more or less the same. It feels dramatically different with the just with all of the change. Okay, come on. You can do it. You can do it. Come on. Come on. Just by adding so much more stuff to it, it ends up feeling very different. Very, very different. So I would assume that the same is going to go for Avion. So I do. Let's run over to the other side and double check Gaius, because that one actually felt like very different. Okay. All right. Solved one of the things. So it is not in fact supposed to be quite as washed out as it looked, because this game has a different. I still had things set for the Super Nintendo. I still had my settings set for the Super Nintendo, so it's been a little bit more aggressive than it should have been. There we go. Okay, so here, and then hang a right. It's the temple, the short wall. Um, okay, so it's a little different. It is different. It is different, but it's only a little different. And okay. Are there two entrances? Yeah, because there was a fork back there. I wonder if there's the fork. Come on. Oh, wrong button. Control aggro button different. Like, I think, yeah, like you can come in over here this way. We're kind of stuck in a wall. Okay, I'm just gonna get off aggro and we'll run around on foot. So there's this whole approach here. There's this this pathway, which is where I normally come in. And so I'm used to coming in this way like this. And then this is the approach that I'm used to coming in. So I don't remember. All right, let's go back over. Oh no, you can see. Okay, you can see it. So we just wound up taking a path that I don't normally do, because I guess the normal route is actually straight across the bridge and then just this short path into... Okay, so it's not actually different. It just wound up accidentally feeling different because I wound up going a way I don't normally go. I mean, that seems plausible. Oh, Natalie's trying to get Dream Daddy going right now. What's she having problems with? Like she can't get it to behave itself. Can't get it to run. OBS doesn't like Dream Daddy. The best way that I've found of handling things that OBS doesn't like, particularly like for visual novels, usually what I'll do for things that don't want to show up in OBS is you just change it to monitor capture instead of you just change it over to monitor capture. Like I think I had to do that with Dream Daddy as well because I couldn't get it to show up as like a thing, so I just had to capture my main monitor instead. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It hasn't changed. It just it feels so different because all of the or wait. Ah. No, I'm going to get off aggro and we'll do it on foot. Wasn't there another path? Okay. No, there's that. Oh, no, that just looks like it might be a path because the fog distance is so near. Okay, let's have some fun and try to set up identical frames or near identical frames as best we can. Okay. So there's that view of Gaius's platform. Ah, stupid camera. I'm having way too much fun just flipping back and forth. All right, I'm going to run. Let's run over to the other side. I do want to see if the cuz it did definitely look like the temple is in a different world position relative to the lake. Because when we're at this other entrance, as we approached it from the ground in the PS4 version, the temple was like right there, whereas in this, it felt like it was a lot farther off to the side. Oh, TJ, don't wear yourself out. You have a good night. Get some sleep. All right, so if we're standing, what's kind of a good spot? So if we're at basically the all right, so if I can get it sitting properly. All right, there we go. There's a frame. There's a frame that shouldn't be too hard to replicate, where it's like it's the mouth of the canyon. Oh, Agra's drinking from the water. So the shore actually goes around instead of just turning into a vague sort of video game edge. Oh, Vex. No, if you want to go to bed, go to bed. I can handle this. We're taking things pretty slow. We're taking things pretty chill. I'm watching chat a lot. There's not a crazy number of people. We're not going to get raided. I can take care of any spam bots. Actually, no, it is actually pretty far over there. I mean, it's kind of hard to see the temple. So like I think we need to go this way a little bit more. And it's actually really hard to steer this camera effectively. And it automatically rotates, and so you gotta actually be standing in the right spot. Nope, nope, nope. There we go. Close, close, close. Close, but not quite. Close, but not quite. All right, let's go on and climb up. Oh man, is there? Okay, options. Wait, screen. Oh wait, no, that's a standard definition thing. Progressive scan, vibration. Wait. I was just changing aim control, not camera control. Oh, there we go. Now the camera behaves properly. There we go. Hey. This should be less frustrating. So one of the things that's actually surprising me in this, so one, it's a testament to the fickleness of human memory, the utter frailty of it. Uh, that that things are actually almost shockingly faithful to the original, um, but just by making very, I don't even want to say slight changes, just by adding that extra detail and polish, all of the extra stuff, the things, the foliage, the rocks, the different textures, the actually having like terrain edges instead of all terrain just being one, you know, one big alpha map. Um, oh, crap. I forgot what jump was. I forgot that jump. I forgot that jump is triangle. And I forgot jump is triangle. And R1 is grab. Okay, that's an interesting question. Why is it that updating the graphics on a game doesn't get the same level of hate that it gets in the movies? Like when they remastered Star Wars, we hated it. Okay, so that's a very complex question. I think a lot more people are reticent to updating video game graphics than this stream would indicate. Like I would say that this stream in particular is not a majority opinion. A lot of people like are really kind of upset about it. At the same time, like if you look at just how uh, primitive a lot of the graphics are in this case, that it's like, okay, it's almost more akin to getting a Blu-ray scan of the original more than just a yeah, more than necessarily a update. Also then, in addition to all of that, is the issue of, what have they changed it to? With uh, Star Wars in particular, like definitely a concern. It's like it's not just that they changed it. It's like, okay, what did they change it to? And Star Wars, like the special editions added a lot of really tacky stuff. Um, the special edition of the first movie, most people are actually like pretty okay with it. I mean, aside from the whole like hand shot first thing, which people are definitely definitely have strong opinions about. Um, the first movie for the most part is otherwise like the same. It's like, okay, a deleted scene was put back in, and that Jabba scene like should have stayed cut. It was cut. It was cut for a good reason in the first place. Like, okay, yeah, it still existed, and it was a chance to reinsert digital Java, but you know, pace wise, it was cut for a reason. It should have stayed cut. Um, But then you've got like the special edition of Return of the Jedi where they add that furry singing monster to Jabba's palace, and it like runs up to the camera and like screams, and you get its CG uvula, shaking, and it's like, okay, now you're engaging in the kinds of camera trickery. Hey, sweet. For completely different reasons, we missed this jump on both versions. So, yeah. I mean, on the other one, I panicked and forgot what my jump button was, and then forgot what my grab button was. On this one, I just jumped at like a really awful level, or at a really really awful angle. I even stopped at the top of the at the top of the walkway. I stopped at the top of the walkway specifically to test my jump button. I'm like, okay, it's X, right? Yeah, push, just stand still and push X just to make sure that, you know, you're you're pushing the right button. Okay, you have the right button. R2 is grab. You know that. R2 is grab, X is jump. Just okay, and way off into nowhere. And again, I just complete all right. I've never liked this jump. I don't I don't like diagonal jumps. I know it really is just a straight jump. It's just a straight jump. It only looks like a diagonal jump because the geometry around you, but it throws me off. So I guess a question is, here's a postulation. Is this closer to a shot for shot remake? Is this more like an indication of what Gus Van Sant's Psycho could have been if it had been better? What? Okay, all right. I hit I hit the edge. I hit the edge and it okay, it is a diagonal jump. I changed my mind. It is a diagonal jump. If you hit that edge, it reorients Wander. I'm not sure I like Wander's new animations, like how he doesn't stumble over that one step on the ramp anymore. Okay, that is an interesting observation, and no, I didn't twist in midair. I twisted immediately before I left the ground. What we were saying, how he doesn't stumble over. Well, he's okay. There's a stumble. I think what it is. So I think they still have a lot of the same animations and whatnot, like that they're there, and the underlying kind of triggers are there, but they've smoothed over a lot of the places and a lot of the things, and just by virtue of making the controls better and having more resolution to work with, that a small rise, you know, they can make very small rises in this in on a PS4, and they don't mean the same thing that they mean in, you know, on a PS2 engine, where it's like in terms of things like detecting if the character is falling or not. So like remember that Shadow of the Colossus, it was one of the first games to even have inverse kinematics in a meaningful way. That inverse kinematics was cutting edge technology when Shadow of the Colossus first came out. And so little things like that, like those, a small rise in the terrain isn't going to trigger the stumble. The controls, like Aggro's controls, are just better. So even though all of the like animations are there, you don't see, like, controlling them ends up looking a lot different, because it's not like you don't jump on your horse and then kick it 30 times in order to get it moving, and you don't end up with Aggro like standing staring at a cliff wall going because they've improved the steering. And so yeah, so I think it's a combination of things. And I hit triangle to jump, but then caught myself. Okay, all right, we can do this. We can do this. We can make this jump. We made it earlier. No, come on. All right, camera. All right, that way. There we go. See? We can make this jump. Hey, Amy, leave those cables alone. Weirdly, this specific... Okay. Oh, that's terrifying. There are a few places in here where I found that it's been a little bit harder to control on the PS4 version. Okay. All right. But we got there. Obviously, major difference is the PS4. Oh, there we go. Hey, look, they even have that line where the camera pulls down into the cinematic view. So obviously, a core difference is that the PS4 version has a dead Colossus in the foreground. But actually, wait a second. Holy crap. So this is automatic position. Like the game kind of like really pushes your camera into this exact position, and it is almost identical in terms of windowing. Well, now that cliff on the left, it might be... Oh, I'm using the wrong... I'm like, why isn't it responding? And it's like you're wiggling the sticks on a PS4. So that cliff... So those cliffs over there were... Yeah, just kind of vague terrain. So you kinda, yeah. Can you put... I can't put them side by side, unfortunately. They're both so they're just different inputs on the same card. So I would actually, I guess I can. I guess I can put them side by side. I'll just have to do it this way. I'm going to... And then we'll switch back here. And, all right, this is going to take me a second, but hey, it's for science. We're going to add a... let me actually pull it up in here. Oh. Okay. And no. No. There we go. So there's a kind of hackish side by side, and now I can't move the PS4 version is actually just, so all I did was I just recorded a couple seconds. So we basically just took a frame grab. Yeah. So that's, I don't know. It's pretty good. There we go. I just needed to deselect something so that I could actually then take a screenshot of this side by side. There we go. That's pretty rad. All right. Okay, let's close the side by side. Reset. Oh, right. That's gonna do that because it's in standard def mode right now. There we go. What you're supposed to do is have IKFK switches so you can use both. I mean, oh, yeah. You're talking about the inverse kinematics. I thought you were talking about, for a second, I was just like, what you're supposed to do with your hardware switching. I was like, wait, okay, what? Those don't sound like familiar terms. Okay, what do we want to check out? What do we want to check out next? Here, let's actually pause this one. Go back here. Oh, look, we're just kind of staring at... Wait, what? Oh, we're in photo mode. That's what's going on. We're in photo mode. I don't know how to get out of photo mode. Or, oh no, never mind. We're in... We're in super hyper zoomed in mode. There we go. Okay, hey, let's check out photo mode. I guess we don't have a Colossus, so it won't let us choose a different target. A whole bunch of basically photo filters. You got to filter intensity. What else do we have? Post FX. So direct control of post FX. Direct control of depth of field. Add a vignette. All right, that's pretty cool. Hey, we can get a really good look. We can get a really good look at his face. Maybe it's just because it's a little bit more anime, but like, if you told me that Wander, like if you showed me the screenshot and you're like, oh, Wander's a 14-year-old girl, I'd be like, okay. It's an interesting change. It was actually a really good shot, and then I went and messed it up. I just want it saved to my gallery. Did that say it saved to, it said save to my gallery, right? Let's just for safety. There we go. I'll deal with the rest later. Oh, there we go. And out of screenshot mode. So if we go over to this edge and we look down, okay, so here in this we've got a cliff, and then these cliffs and everything. That area actually looks accessible. Okay. Why did this... It was working fine, and then I went and screwed with it. It was auto-switching just fine. It was auto-switching great. It was doing a really good job. Oh, wait. No, I remember. Right. Okay, got it fixed. Got it fixed. Fixed for good. Fixed for permanent. Alright, so we want to go over to this edge. Look down. So we got the cliff, but then it just goes into like flat, generic, out of bounds-ish terrain hidden by fog. Cool. Make sure that this is... All right, there we go. That's set right. Cool. I wonder if all that switching killed my sound. It did. Oh, hey, we fell. We fell far enough. It triggered his like freak out animation, but we couldn't hear his like. Cause my sound's dead. What killed my sound? I suspect it's actually just the fact that we like flipped back and forth between two different video sources like 20 times. It eventually just gave up, especially since one of them is barely stereo and the other one is 5.1. Make aggro go button is triangle. Well, it's very quiet now. It's perhaps aggressively peaceful now, that it's utterly silent. Though it is also 20 after 10, so this would actually be a good time to just kind of wrap it up. So this was fun. This was a lot of fun. This was really interesting and facilitated by the fact that I have a ridiculous backlog of PlayStation stuff apparently lying around my house, and also I have bought Shadow of the Colossus like 12 times. So yeah. I didn't take out my headphones. My headphones are on my head. Also, y'all have confirmed that you can't hear it either. So we still got this whole big old desert area over here. So this area over, I don't see why they would remove it. But so this area was supposed to be a boss arena for a boss called the Spider. That was a boss that they couldn't really get working, and so they cut. So the thing with the Spider was that the whole thing with it, or the main problem with it that they couldn't get working, was that they were building in a mechanic where you would actually swing your sword from wait you would actually swing your sword from Aggro's back, so you needed to ride around in a circle and like slash at each of its legs in order to knock it down, so that you could climb onto the central body. So it was a lot like a daddy long legs. And the problem was there were kind of a couple problems with it. One was that, I mean, you've seen the aggro controls just in general, and two was that it was essentially forcing them to like build a mechanic that was only used or useful for one thing in the game. That there was no other place in the game where you needed to swing your sword from Aggro's back, and there was no way, like they didn't really have a good way of even communicating that, like the new mechanic, because they had their, there's very much sort of an ethos about how the game tells you what it is that you're supposed to do, and it's kind of like after the first little bit, no more pop-up controls. And so yeah, so when it came down to sort of the last couple of sprints for the game, the Spider, the daddy long legs, wound up hitting the chopping block for fairly understandable reasons. Yeah, you know what? Let's go check that area out. Let's keep going. All right. We want to go this way and jump off and let aggro find us. And triangle is jump. And triangle is jump. Man, it's quiet without the audio. Did we ever talk about the donation incentive from the Breath of the Wild run? No, we didn't. I don't remember what it was at all. All right. What's Amy's favorite Colossus? Is it Burb? Yeah, it would be Bird. It would be Avion. Amy loves birds. Like she is a birder. Uh, we're pretty sure she would be fine as a mouser, but we have realized that we cannot, if we let her outside, like we don't want her to be an outdoor cat like at all, because that's actually like awful for their health for a whole bunch of reasons, and so we keep her indoors. And also, if we let her outside, she would eat every songbird in the neighborhood. So they set a donation incentive to a price where it was functionally, if we raise a quarter of our total in the next 4 hours, we get to ride a special horse, which is A, a really marginal reward for it, and B, was ridiculously unmeetable. And not meeting it made the last few minutes of the run just a little bit more sour. Oh, man. Oh, no, I had gone to bed by that point. So it sounds like that was a surprise incentive. Like that was not an incentive when, or maybe it had been, maybe it was an incentive and I just hadn't really registered it because it seemed so marginal. Like we get to ride. Oh no, that's bad. That's Yeah, it was a surprise. Okay, so it was a surprise incentive. So it was a surprise incentive that didn't even come up until it might have come up like shortly before I went to bed, but I don't remember it at all. It was a mystery incentive because I was up for a bunch of the Breath of the Wild run, but I did go to bed about, I don't know, a good chunk into it. It was long. I was having this weird moment where I was like, why don't I remember this area at all? And then as I pulled up into it, I'm like, oh wait, this is where you this is where you fight the electric eel. This is totally an area I've been here a lot of times, and for whatever reason, I was just like completely thrown by it. All right, this will be our last frame next to frame comparison. I don't think I'll go through the process of doing an actual frame to frame, but it'll be cool to look at. Let's look at this tower. Okay, so if we cross this crack in the bridge, the camera starts pivoting. I don't know. If you live in a city, not letting your cats out is not that cruel. I mean, okay, so like if you live in a city, here's what you're really kind of risking with your cats is getting, vehicles, high chance of like fights with other cats, fights with dogs, particularly if you live in kind of a semi-suburban area, or even not a semi-suburban area. Um, the like coyotes are a huge, huge issue, and they love cat. Um, just it's you're exposing to a lot. Like if you're out on a farm, like a barn cat, a barn cat. The biggest risk to a barn cat is coyotes, maybe, but most likely your other cats and your dogs. It's not quite as cool of a frame as I was hoping. So we'll just look at this archway. We'll look at the collapsed archway. The collapsed archway will be good. Assuming... Oh, come on. Wait. Oh, no. That is fine. It doesn't show you the whole map in standard definition just because otherwise it would be unreadable. It would be unreadable. I guess a little bit closer. Well, no, let's have it so you can see the top of the arch in both. Ah, there we go. Good frame. Decent frame. I guess just back up a bit to where are we standing in the other one? We're standing right on this. Okay, so we can get almost to like the exact same spot ish, pretty much. I really wish aggro hadn't wandered in while I was flipping back and forth. Well, I guess now we've got aggro in both shots. Also, yeah, that's the screenshot sound. Screenshot sound. The composition feels better in the remaster. Like the composition. Okay, so the camera in general in the original, like it's for the most part, so like on closer inspection, it's doing a lot more gamey framing, if that makes sense, and I'm going to explain it as best I can. So one of the things that I have complained about a lot recently with a lot of HD games, and like particularly like early mid HD games like Dante's Inferno, is they're trying so hard to show off the environments and whatnot that they end up taking a camera point of view that's really low to the ground and ends up being aggressively poor for actual gameplay because you can't see the depth very well. So this camera on the PS2 is striking a really good balance. Like it is actually the kind of game that could get away with a lot of cinematic framing and it does pull a lot of cinematic framing. There's a lot of places where it will take camera controller around or will substantially alter the way that the camera controls. But in this kind of a frame right here, you know, if you look at the percentage of like ground to sky, like if we drew the horizon line, it would be at it would, where is that? Is that a quarter or a third? I think like it would basically be, it looks almost like it's 3-to-1 ground to sky composition, where this is almost 50-50. In fact, is pretty much exactly 50-50. So this, the whole angle of view is like, look, you've got a good view of the path ahead of you. You can navigate it. You can navigate it properly. You can see where you're walking, which is always kind of an issue in games, but is definitely an issue. Was definitely an issue in games where everything kind of looked the same. And yeah, so if we use actually that stairway, because you can see it in both. So we've got a stairway. It doesn't even look like a stairway in the PS2 version, but you can see where like the ground changes to this strip, and then you've got clouds and sky above it. So that's a stairway. If we use, so that's a little rise, and so the horizon line is more or less where those stairs meet the ground. So it's interesting. It's interesting. However, with the different camera controls that that are available to systems like the PlayStation 4, like the way that, okay, so like the PS2 basically just has, you know, a camera that behaves in to the best of my knowledge, it's very not, I don't want to say orthographic. It essentially has fixed parameters. You know, doing like zoom effects and whatnot was very weird and very different, and only started to really come in towards like the end of the PS2 era. PlayStation games otherwise just kind of had like a concept of a camera. Whereas with PS3 and PS4, you have a lot more stuff where it's like the camera is itself essentially a virtual construct that has its own attributes in terms of field of view, and like it has a focal length. It has a fake focal length in order to simulate, and having that more granular control means that, and also just having a larger canvas to work with means that they can effectively fit more information in to a frame. Which means they can put the camera at, you know, a lower point. Also, I mean, it's Shadow of the Colossus. It's a very there's a lot of exploration. There are basically zero hazards when you are not in a fight with a Colossus. So if there is a game that can get away with having a camera that's like, hey, look at the pretty stuff, this is one that's going to be it. And even then, like the horizon line, like it's not quite 50-50. So the horizon line at a neutral camera, like with the camera just kind of settling into its neutral position, the horizon line is still above Wander's head. So you are still ever so slightly looking more at the ground and the space in front of you than you are just looking at Skybox. Whereas if we threw Dante's Inferno in, it would be like there's all of these fights where you need to worry about depth, and the camera is basically sitting on the ground. So, yeah. Also, all of the controls, are generally pretty better in the remaster. They got a lot better. They did get a lot better in the original once we figured out how to actually properly invert them. But they just don't. They don't have a lot of fine settings. You know, each step movement of the camera in the PS2 version is just, it's a greater angle of change than a single step in the PS4 version. Also, it behaves a little bit differently with regard to wander. So if we like move it around, it's a lot more aggressive about settling back into a neutral position. So I'm not touching the controls right now. So you've only got a couple seconds there. Whereas I believe the PS4 version, let's go and like test this before I just start talking out of my ass. If we move it to, okay, so it'll reset to the horizon line. But it has not, okay, so it does not automatically center itself behind his back. It resets itself. It settles vertically, but not laterally. So that's a change. That's a big change in behavior. Yeah. All right, Agro's, I'm going to retake this screenshot because Agro is no longer sitting like right in front of me. Okay, that was a ton of fun. I'm going to stop the stream. Thanks everybody for coming out. I'm going to stop the stream and shut everything down, and then probably like I took a bunch of screenshots, and I'm gonna post those to Twitter and Photoshop some side by sides together. And this was really fun. This was really cool to look at. Also, I mean, just sweet mother of mercy. The PS4 version is fabulous. It is fabulous. I actually was really a little bit on. I was actually really on the what's the term when you're on the wall. I was really undecided. On the fence. That's what it's called. It's a fence. I was actually. All right, maybe it's getting late. I was actually really on the fence about this one before it came out because like I was kind of the opinion that it's like, look, hey, we got the PS3 remaster, which is fantastic. You know, it's a beautiful, like the PS3 remaster is gorgeous. It also comes with ICO. It preserves like all of the aesthetic of the original. It's a really good remaster. And so I was kind of in this place of like, it's like, do we maybe port the remaster forward to PS4 just to make it easier to like acquire. But like, do we really need to do like a complete rebuild of it? And now playing it, I'm not going to say we needed to do a complete rebuild, but I am very satisfied with the complete rebuild that they have done. So that's my opinion about it. It's if you're interested, like, yeah, it'll probably scratch that itch. And yeah, so thanks again, everybody, for coming out, and take care. Say goodnight to your pets, and we'll see you tomorrow for Speedrun Learning Curve. Bye!